Now I'm going to start streaming. Jazz.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I don't hear an echo. Do you hear an echo at all?
Let me test. Yes. Okay, cool. I don't hear an echo. Do you hear an echo at all? No, I don't hear echo.
Okay, so what was that you just did? Because I heard a whole bunch of echo when you did whatever you did.
But you probably heard it because I'm playing it on two things.
Oh, that's
And
what I'm
you're
saying.
recording.
I just wanted to know what you was doing. Okay. Okay, cool. So, um, y'all know these is blooper reels. These are blooper reels. We're testing. We're just now stepping into our YouTube bag, so we're testing. Um, so don't be started with us. Y'all can't see us, but y'all can hear us. So don't play with us. Um, well, anywho, welcome to Journey Talks here on Domesticated Me, where we share different stories to help us heal. We listen and we grow. Today, we are going to have a very special young lady here with us telling her story. And I had some prepared to say to her, but it appears that since I have her where I have her at, I can't do it right now. So I am going to have to bring her down and then bring her back up. Um, so I'm gonna bring her down for a second, then I'm gonna bring her back up. Everyone, um, y'all just play like y'all didn't hear none of that. That didn't have nothing to do with anything, but the fact that I disconnected something and it turned into a whole something else. So, guys, don't worry about that. Let's go, Leon. See what you got. We're gonna go back. Green 18. These are all bloopers. Every last one of them will be bloopers. Don't worry about it. It don't got nothing to do with you. It is a blooper. Um, and that's just what it is. Y'all wasn't all that, so don't even start with me. Don't even start with me. Don't even start. I ain't playing jazz. They ain't gonna start with me at all. They know they wasn't all the bomb when they first started. So if you laughing at me now, you gonna be crying about me later. Period. And that's on period. Um, so once again, as y'all can see, I do have someone in the house. This particular person, by the way, is a friend of mine. That's why she can sit up in here and laugh with me over all of this drama. Because she's a friend of mine. So, since she's a friend of mine, she know what's up. Y'all know what's up. And there's all kind of reasons why we have to do things the way we do it. My studio is falling apart right now, everybody. So luckily y'all not on screen to see what's happening with the studio. But the studio did just fall all apart, everyone. So we're gonna have to put the studio back up, y'all. Come on now, get the studio back right. Sit back down, get the studio back right. Make sure everything is good. And everything. It's kind of how it works. It's kind of how it works, just like that. So, like I told y'all, I wanted to introduce my guest for today. And my guest for today is a author. You know, she's a lot of things. But today we're here to talk about one of the things she does. So today on Journey Talks, we are thrilled to welcome a published author whose heartfelt book, Her Little Back Book, is more than just a love story. It's her love story. Through beautifully written poems, our guest invites us to walk alongside her on a journey that begins with her father, her first love, and continues to present day with the man she calls her soulmate. Get ready for an inspiring conversation about love, growth, and power of storytelling. And we are about to welcome in our very own Miss Ambitious. Give us 1 second so we can get her on the screen, y'all. Okay, 1 second. Um, y'all, um, it happened again. It happened again. Uh, it happens again, y'all. I don't know. I tested it, everybody. And I know that y'all not thinking I'm just playing games. You know what I'm saying? But I did test everything, and everything was exactly how it was supposed to be. And now it don't want to allow me to be great. You know what I'm saying? That's really what's happening, everybody. It don't want to allow me to be great, but I'm going to be great. And this is going to be one of those bloopers, but this is going to be we're going to get enough content in this video, and we're going to learn about Miss Ambitious today. The devil is a lie. The devil is a lie, y'all. I don't even have my chat up, y'all, so don't be mad at me if anybody came in and I didn't say nothing to y'all. I don't have my chat up to be able to communicate. Hey Nia, hey Nia. Why wouldn't I know Nia would be in here? I love you, Nia. Thank you for coming through and supporting both of your friends. Um, I am. I am really trying to get this thing the way it's supposed to be. But for whatever reason, it does not want to cooperate. I could tell you that. But you know what? Like I said, the devil is a lie, y'all. We is about to do this. We is not finna be. We are not finna allow this thing to do us in. That's all it is to it. Ain't that right, Miss Ambitious?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Nia, can we get a sound check, Nia? Can you hear um Miss Ambitious? Okay. Can you hear her okay? Because we might have to go to audio, interview with audio only, which is going to be the same. We're going to get the same impact. Hey, Janae, we doing a sound check. Can you let me know if you hear Miss Ambitious? Um, okay, if you can hear her, okay, because I don't believe that we are going to be able to cast her so you guys could see her properly. Something isn't working right. Can someone tell me as long as y'all can hear her? Jazz, start talking.
I'm here, y'all. Can you hear me?
Keep talking, Jazz, for me.
I know it'd be kind of delayed, so I was waiting to see if anybody heard anything. Since watching it, don't be uh the time is gonna come up. Everybody asking what time is it?
Are you talking? Because I can't even hear you. Well, I can't hear you. I can't hear you.
You can hear me now?
Okay, yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. Yeah, I was talking.
What was you saying?
I was saying I was waiting because the comments be on delay when they coming through.
No, I want you to keep talking so they can start saying they hear you, though. Not
Right.
just saying
I
one
got
thing,
you.
say a few things. Like that's why I'm just gonna hold on, give me a second. I'm gonna pull up the questionnaire. We're gonna start going. And if they start telling me in the chat that they can't hear me, then that way we can just stop. Um
so now you said that they can hear me.
okay, good. Okay, welcome in everybody. We're going to start over because we can edit this video. Welcome in everybody. Today on Journey Talks, we are thrilled to welcome a published author whose heartfelt book, Her Little Black Book, is more than just a love story. It's her love story. Through beautiful written poems, our guest invites us to walk alongside her journey that begins with her father, her first love, and continues to present day, the man she calls her soulmate. Get ready for an inspiring conversation about love, growth, and the power of storytelling. Welcome, Miss Ambitious. How are you doing today?
Thank you for having me. I am doing wonderful. How are you?
I'm doing great. I'm doing great. And I'm so glad that we have an opportunity to um we have an opportunity to discuss this book. Now, I have y'all 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 I have my book right here. And I'm tripping y'all because y'all can't see me over here. She can, y'all can't. Okay. I have my book right here. I have my book right here. And so I just have a few questions, starter questions for you overall. And what inspired you to start writing her little black book?
So what inspired me to start writing um was I was going through a traumatic time back in 2018. I had two tragedies happen in 1 week, and I just didn't want to talk. I kind of isolated myself, and I just journaled and wrote poems. I had my poetry journal and I had my prayer journal, and I just wrote. It was not to write a book. It was to release all of the emotions and the things that a lot of times when stuff happens to you and you have mixed feelings about it, you don't always know if you should say some of those things out loud.
Right. I
So
hear you. I hear
it
you
was
on that one.
as a relief. And later on, when I went back, probably like a year later, and I was just like reading through my poetry journal, I was just like, wow, like this, like okay, it's kind of good. I was like, well, maybe somebody might need this. So it should probably be a book.
Okay,
So that's
so
how it started.
you wrote these poems all in meaning of something of yourself, and that it came to be this beautiful thing that we see today, which is her little black book. And I got my favorite poems in here. We're gonna talk about which ones is my favorite poems later, and then you can share with the audience which ones happen to be your favorite poems. And I do know you've probably been keeping track with your reviews. So maybe which ones are the favorites of the people who have purchased the books. Maybe we could talk about that a little bit later on. But before we do any of that, can we share? Can you just share a poem from your book that holds a special meaning for you and why it resonates so deeply with you? With that, that would be the one.
So do you want me to read it or do you want me to talk about it?
Well, I would love for you to read the poem first, and then we can go into some of the specifics on why you wrote that poem. But you know, hey, I'm the hostess with the mostest, so I don't need all that. Whatever you want to do.
Okay, I'll read. The poem that comes to mind first is Miss Ambitious. Miss Ambitious is probably the oldest poem in the book. So I will read it to you guys. Have you seen yourself lately? I see you working hard, trying to accomplish your goals. You working that 9 to 5, getting those coins. You keep going through all the obstacles, all the setbacks. You keep grinding. People waiting for you to crack just a little, but you keep shining. Never let them see you sweat. But I want to know, have you stopped and looked in the mirror lately? You're stronger than you know. As you overcome each and every one of those obstacles, you grow. You bad, honey. People wish they had your ambition to just keep on keeping on, but that's something that God instilled in you. The appetite of a lion. You're so hungry for that taste of success. Look in the mirror and tell me what you see. Future doctor, actress, model, nurse. You could be anything you dream to be. That 9 to 5 is just temporary. Hard work pays off. Your pain, sweat, and tears are not going unnoticed. I see you, Miss Ambitious.
Miss Ambitious. So, is that where the little pen name comes from? Like, where does the pen name come from?
Yes. So when I first decided that I was going to, okay, really, really start actually getting this to be a published book one day, I finally sat down. I was like, well, I'm a poet. I don't want to go by my real name. I want a pen name. And I was like, it has to mean something to me. And this Ambitions was written at some point in 2015. And I feel like back then is when I took up the mantra of failure is not an option. I was always a straight go getter, a hustler. I'm doing this. And I was just like, I remember hearing a song by Wale, and it's Ambitious Girl. And they gonna love me for my ambition. And I was just like, they are. This look like me working these odd jobs look like nothing now. But one day, they gonna love me for my ambition. So I took up the Miss Ambitious, and that's when I wrote the poem. And then once I decided on the opinion, I was like, that's perfect. Why do I think of that? So that's where it came from.
Okay. Okay. So, um, the book itself, what have you been hearing about it? First of all, slow down. I. When did you? When was the book? When was the book released? When was the book first released?
The book was released in October of 2025.
October of 2025. And since the book's release, how's everything been going? As far as responses to your book, any stories in that?
Yes. So everything's been going good. I've sold a total of 21 books. I'm actually on a journey to sell 1,000 copies. I know we got a lot more to go, but we won't get there. The feedback that I've gotten on my book, I've been keeping track of where it's been going. I believe so far it's went to about 10 different states. So I have a little map, and I color block every time the book goes out to a new state. The feedback I've gotten on the book, I've gotten feedback from men, and I didn't even think about
Wow,
men
man.
being part of the conversation at all, to be honest. But feedback as far as looking at it or seeing from the eyes of a black woman, her perspective and what it means for us, what it looks like for us, being a man and reading it. And I feel like that was the most powerful impact I've like feedback that I've gotten from it, because I was just like, no offense, but I didn't think about that. And he told me, like, he was like, I cried during portions of the book. Like, you're strong. Like, you're resilient. Like, he was just like, I passed it on to, I think he said his mom. But he was just like, I thoroughly enjoyed the book. So yeah.
Okay, so now I really want to say that when I opened the book, honestly, the very first poem to me is one of my favorite, although I have several others that I kind of want to talk about. But I want to start with Dear Dad because I know a little bit more than you shared just now about the total reason and how it kind of all flushed out. And I'd really love to talk about that. I'd love to talk about um, the 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 father, the one that's supposed to do the daddy daughter dances and the prom bouquet and all of the stuff that the dad is supposed to be like you should have stayed. So when I read Dear Dad, and I I I relate. And I know that there are many women that relate to the Dear Dad story, you know, um, waited on him, right? Um, so the poem, I would love for you to read Dear Dad for us today.
Okay.
And then I got some more questions related to it.
Okay. So, dear Dad, you should have stayed. I've grown up to be a pretty amazing person since you last saw me. I learned how to drive. I got my own place. I graduated college. I even bought my first car. You missed so much. You should have stayed. I understand that you and mom didn't work out, but I'll forever be your daughter. So why didn't you come back for me? What happened all those weekends you were supposed to come, but you never came? You should have stayed. I see you started a new family with other kids that aren't even yours. When biologically, I have your blood flowing through my veins. No call, just absence. Do you know how I felt? Do you care? Dear Dad, you should have stayed. I grew up trying to fill a void that you created. A hole in my heart I couldn't even explain. Like a ghost, you disappeared when all I wanted was to be seen. They say you don't hurt the ones you love. You hurt me first. So busy doing you, you didn't care who you hurt. Dear Dad, you should have stayed. I've grown up to be a pretty amazing person. Just wish you had a chance to see it for yourself. All those times you chose other people and things. Now, as I sit at the foot of your grave, all I can think of is when you had the opportunity, you should have stayed in my life.
Y'all, for me, for me, for me, you know, I feel this story. I feel this story. I too was a young girl once who was promised a baby doll that never came in the mail. Um, I too always wondered why my father wouldn't come to see me. I too wondered why, when his stepdaughter was getting ready to get married, he, went all out. I too wondered why this, right? And had some of thoughts to myself of of inadequacy um, at that time. I think a lot of it does lead to how you begin to accept love from others. Starts with your parents. But we talking about you, Dad, today. We talking about you, Dad, today. Today we talking about you, dear Dad. We talking about you. Why you didn't stay? Why you didn't come through? You know. So why'd you choose this poem to be the first one?
So the poem has four different sections, and section one is the section about my father. It's a small section, but I wanted people to feel the impact of what it does to the rest of the story. The reason why Dear Dad is first is because I wrote that at some point last summer. It's not an old poem. So I took myself back to times and place in spaces while my dad was alive because he passed away in 2018. So I took myself back there and brought it through like the feelings of all those different stages of my life, waiting, and kind of went back to the last time I see my dad, which was probably before he passed away, probably like 2 or 3 years prior to that. And I felt like Dear Dad would be a good place to start because not only do you get the impact of how long this has been happening, now you find out in the big reveal he's not even here. So there's no going back, there's no changing it. Even at the start of the story, it's like, wow, like, well, drop the
Okay, so
bomb.
chat. Y'all mighty quiet, chat. She done ran two poems on us now. I don't know about y'all, but out of the two poems that she just read, Miss Ambitious and Dear Dad, which one you voting for? Which one are you voting for? Can I get an exclamation point JT in the chat? Which one are you voting for? Because I ain't gonna lie, I'm voting for Dear Dad. I'm with the Dear Dad. I'm with the Dear Dad. I mean, I know y'all Miss Ambitious is out there and y'all got all kind of stuff going on, and I'm happy for y'all. But me, it's Dear Dad for me. It's Dear Dad for me. I can relate to the story so much. You really, all jokes aside, I really can. Um, so the second chapter moves into a bit more of your, what period is that? Like you move more into your,
So the second section of the book, each section has a quote at the beginning, and The second section starts with you bring your property value down dealing with the clown. Um,
Ooh.
just because it goes through some of the experiences I've had in relationships while I was looking for love, trying to fill that void that my dad left, and not even knowing at the time that I was picking all the wrong things and I was never supposed to be picking at all. I needed to heal my inner before anybody was gonna come along, the right person. There will be people that'll come along.
So when I think about this section, I could say that this was your healing section of this journey that you were on. It was beginning to look in the inner being, in the inner self. Um, so how has your journey um, through poetry helped you heal?
I have always loved poetry. I was introduced to poetry in like the beginning of middle school, maybe in part of elementary school. As haikus. I don't really know haikus, y'all, but I fell in love with it then, and then it became something for me to learn different techniques. And I learned that throughout my years in school, different techniques of how to put together different poems. So actually, in my younger years, have done poetry contests. I've done writing contests, and I don't know. It's just a different form of expression than just writing in a diary. When I was a kid, yeah, I had a diary, but I feel like me being able to express it in this way, and those like series of paragraphs and little, little things to say here and there, and throwing in metaphors and analogies and stuff like that. I just feel like for me, it was a more creative way of expressing myself versus just a journey.
I love it. I love it. And right now we're gonna take a small break, guys, and we're gonna give Miss Ambitious's assistant, which is all jazzed up, an opportunity to put in where you can find her book in the chat. Because there are people saying, "Hold on, I'm ordering." So we want to give her assistant a time to put where we can get that book ordered in the chat. We're just gonna take a quick break. And every Saturday, when we hold a journey talk, we're going to have someone in here who is going to help us to heal in some way, or help someone to heal in some way. So make it a priority to join Journey Talks every Saturday. It is one of our new episodes that we've been trying to get out for a very long time. I know y'all been waiting. I know I've been telling y'all I was going to do it. And guess what? I am, and I'm doing it along with a Friday night's true crime. So like, subscribe, share, so that you, and turn your notification buttons on too, so you don't miss a episode. So you don't miss a episode. Now back to talking to our special guest, Miss Ambitious. So, Miss Ambitious, my favorite one in this one, I got my favorite ones marked, girl. My favorite one in this section is Choose You. I love Choose You. It's like a lot of this is what I'm saying. This is no shade, y'all. Like a lot of these I can relate to. That's why I like them. You know how you can be in a position like, yeah, I can relate to it. And I know that there's many of young women, middle-aged women, elderly women, or whatever y'all want to call us, you know what I'm saying, the cougars, that can use this book. Like, don't laugh at me, it's true. Like, we can use it. Now, Choose You. I know you didn't come to read to me, but I feel so much like a kindergartner today. So, Jazz, can you please read Choose You out of your book to me, please? I want to hear it in the author's voice.
Indeed, indeed. Choose you. Learning yourself is a journey, especially when you lost yourself in a man. But the standard starts with you and how you handle you. These days, I'm handling me with care and grace. I'm planning solo dates and doing things I like to do. A friend once asked me, "What do you like to do for fun?" At the time, my world revolved around my relationship. But these days, I like to crochet in my backyard. My backyard is my own little sanctuary piece. I like watching comedies because I love a good laugh. I like sitting by the water and journaling. Or sometimes I just like to lay in bed and binge watch my shows. Make time and space for you. Whatever it is you like to do. Make a date of it, get cute, make reservations, buy yourself flowers. It's okay to pour into you. You are so many things to so many people, but you are yours first. Don't lose yourself in the titles that you hold. Life's a journey, self love is a journey, and you only get one chance. Choose you.
So those that know me would know why I would say this was my favorite poem. I feel like you got to love on you first. I feel like giving yourself 100% means that everyone around you gets the best too. I feel as if when the time comes where maybe you don't have someone to live that life with, that you continue to still live it for yourself. That you understand that you're only standing in your own way when you're not showing yourself the beautiful love that you are, right? And so that's why that's my favorite. Like it just says like, look, choose you. It doesn't matter what another person thinks. It doesn't matter how they feel about the concept of you, right? It just matters about what you feel about you. And I just feel like that is so much, I relate to it again. It's so much part of my journey just to be like, no, I gotta love me. I have to be the one that is always looking out for me. Always. Give like you said, making sure that my cup is full. 100% for me means that everyone around me gets the best. Why? Because I am taking care of me. And that is, I believe that that is where you begin to realize that your love for you is within. And it
Indeed.
and when you find that love within, everything comes flowing to you, right? And so I'm just gonna go ahead and guess, right? Right, chat. The last part of the book is the part we all really want to know about. The third part is probably the part we really all want to know about, because as we read the poems, because y'all gonna go out and buy this book, y'all are gonna relate to the poems. And that's why it's a journey of healing and love, right? But we want to get to the good stuff, right? Yeah, we want to get to the Boaz stuff. We want to get to the stuff that say, okay, you went all the way through this. It like what happened at the end? How does it become a love story, Jazz? Like, come on, let us know. We want to know, how does this become a love story from one moment of dear dadness and different things that happen in between there, which I'd love to hear about some of that too, in telling your love story. But I really want to get to the love story. So what happened that started it all? What happened that started it all, to this precious moment right now where it is truly a love story? Do tell, do tell. We're nosy.
So I wanna go back a little bit because you're already on the love story the minute you open the book.
Mm.
Um, Part of a love story and a love journey, like any story, you gotta go through some things to get to the prize. So, um, but the part where it turns from just being solo and loving on myself, to my person arriving when nobody was supposed to be there. And
And
my
why was
um,
nobody supposed to be there? Why was it such a surprise that all of a sudden somebody pops up? Now, yeah, I think that is a very important part to this love story, because something happened, right? Like like something happened, something where you went from the absence of your father's love into the next love portion of life, And what was that like and what happened?
So I, from the portion of my father and going through things, and then finally identifying the impact of what it had, because I could tell you right now, going through my previous relationships prior to my dad passing away, I didn't realize that I had daddy issues, or there was this void I was trying to fill. I was just out here living life, but I go on to after his passing to the healing part of just healing my my own heartbreak that I received from all of these things I've carried with me for so long. I finally unpacked that backpack of negativity. That's how I kind of describe it. And then I go on to just spending time with myself. I also had a 4-year relationship where I was going to get married. I think I left that part out. I was going to get married. We were a month away from the wedding, and it happened the same week that my dad passed away. So those are the two tragedies at 1 week, about 2 days apart from each other. So I had to figure out what life was going to look like for me now. And because of all those things going on, and me isolating myself, and me finally finding things that I love to do for me, I didn't want to be in a relationship. I didn't want no love. Me and love, we didn't need to have nothing to do with each other. I was going to live my life, do what I want to do, and not be in another relationship or be in love, as far as I was concerned, ever again. And while I'm just pouring into myself, loving on myself, looking good, feeling good, he arrives. Um, and he arrived because I had did the healing and the inner work for myself, even though I wasn't seeking it anymore. That's when I came to the realization that this whole time I was looking for love, trying to find love, and love found me once I was whole and ready internally.
So
I'm
what
not gonna
makes you
say I
think
was
you
ready.
so what makes you think you weren't ready during this two tragedy thing?
That I wasn't ready for love
Mm-hmm.
when this after the true tragedies happened, because I lost myself in my previous relationship that I was in for 4 years. That question in the one poem that says like, my friend asked me what you like to do for fun. We were in the car just before the relationship ended, and we were going to the mall, and she asked me, and it wasn't until she asked me that question, and I was like, oh, me and Sasha like the week. She was like, no, like I mean like just you, and I was like, oh, and then it made me start to think like I don't even do anything by myself anymore. I don't even like. At the time, I was doing my own hair, so I was home. Um, I went to work. Like I didn't do anything for fun, just solo. So I realized at that point that I lost myself in that relationship, because once the relationship was over, now I'm really in frantic of what my life is going to look like, because my day to day looks like going to work and coming home, taking care of the household, doing this for this man. And outside of that, that's it. Like I don't really do much for me. Even with me being into crafts and everything like that, I didn't do a lot of stuff like that. And everybody that does know me knows that I love all things crafts. So I didn't do that anymore. I didn't pour into any of that at all. That kind of got pushed to the back burner.
Yeah. And that's beautiful. And along the way, after the tragedies, after the breakup, after the this wasn't right, after the God given save, you know what I'm saying? After the life raft you were thrown, after the life raft you were thrown, you ended up healing through chapter 2 or section 2, I'm sorry. And then section 3 is where love found you. And the 4, I'm sorry. And the rhythm of the poems changed. Okay, so I don't want section 4. I want to be I think I do want to be in section 3. Um and straighten me out now, Arthur, if I'm in the wrong section. But I believe my one for this one was broken windows. Is that in section 3?
Yeah.
Broken windows was the one that I liked in this section. Um, and why? Because we'll do it. We'll do this one, y'all. We'll do this one. I don't care. Like I don't, I ain't never did it. But I would. You know what? I actually have done it, and I should have did it. It's like what the poem say. So, Miss Ambitious, can you please do us the honors of reading "Broken Daggone Windows"?
Sure. Broken windows. Well, busted windows, that is. Rage, anger, destruction. That's you, baby girl. You see, a woman like me, I'm home, faith driven, and at peace. So understand that. Understand nothing you can say or do will break or shake me. Baby girl, I hate this look on you. Battling your inner demons, shattering glass as if it will change a thing. At night, when you're all alone, you'll replay what you did as you lay in a rented bed in a home that you can't call your own. You'll think, maybe I went too far, but you'll never admit it. You see, that's the problem. Accountability. Broken windows, busted windows, that is. Baby girl, you've lost all self control. Lost yourself a long time ago. Meanwhile, me, a woman whole, faith driven, and at peace, will be resting tonight peacefully.
Man, sometimes you gotta bust the windows out, y'all. I'm just saying. Some people do. No, ain't no violence on this show. Leave those windows alone, y'all. Leave people windows alone. If they car, they car didn't do nothing to you.
The
They
funny thing is, broken windows is not something I did. It's something that happened to me. So I'm the whole faith driven.
leave people apartment windows and car windows alone. Don't do it. You hear Miss Ambitious? She say, I ain't the one that did it. Somebody did it to me. It don't do it to nobody, and don't do it. Don't do it. This is right now. This is what we're talking about. Why you shouldn't do it. Why you shouldn't do it. Leave the other person alone. They ain't got nothing to do with you. Leave their windows alone on their car and their apartment, because we know what y'all be doing out there. Y'all be doing the car. Y'all be trying to do the apartment. Leave that stuff alone. It's not yours. It don't belong to you.
Apartment is next level.
It don't belong. Look, it don't even belong to the person that you're doing it behind. It belongs to the other person. Leave their car alone. And if it is the person car who you can blame, leave their car alone too. Start them out too. Don't do them either. Just don't do that. That ain't nothing to be doing. Leave their car alone. Make sure you square everything good. You know what I mean? Because sometimes people be tripping. I understand that. You know what I'm saying? But you ain't got to do that. You ain't got to do it. Egg their car. No, don't egg their car. Don't TP their house. Don't do none of that stuff. Miss Ambitious is going to tell us what to do, though. Chill, relax, breathe. We got a little ahead of ourselves earlier in the interview, and we told y'all, pour into you. Take yourself out. Do some stuff like that. Calm down. Woosah.
But I'll support a little razzle dazzle.
Oh.
You can pack his bags and spray some perfume all over.
Oh, a little razzle dazzle. Pack his bags for him. You know, spray some perfume. You know, all of you ladies that like to do the bleach and all of that, don't do that. Just don't do that. That show you too invested. That show you too invested. The man done tripped out. You ain't got to bleach his clothes. You ain't got to do his tennis shoes and all of that. They really show you too invested. And you should just be like, look, I'm not that invested. Goodbye. Put the clothes in there. Put a whole bunch of perfume on him. Mess up his game. Put some lipstick on. Kiss all his shirts. Kiss all his shirts. Kiss all his shirts, everybody. You know? Something like that. But don't do nothing that big, because you're going to regret it. You're going to regret it. That's what broken windows is. You're gonna go home. You're going to have a conscience. Your stomach going to be hurting over it. You're going to wish you wouldn't have did it. You're gonna be looking over your shoulder. Nope, just throw the stuff out the window. Miss Nia Jackson say no. Just throw that stuff right out the window. Look, don't put it in no bags. Don't do none of that. Just throw it right on out the window. Yep, just toss it right on out of the window. It don't even worry. Like, but you got to go. You ain't got to go home because you probably ain't got one, but you got to get up out of here, right? You ain't got to go home, but you got to get up out of here, right? And that is your first ticket to healing, is to not devalue yourself, not to accept anything less than what you are. That's your first part to healing, men and women. Because like we said, it's men that like this book. So I'm talking to both genders now. I ain't trying to be I ain't on no women's power stuff. I ain't on no man power stuff either. But what I can say is it's good advice for each and every person to do what's best for them. Do what's best for you. So Miss Ambitious, can you tell us that when we get to the good man exists type thing, good men and women exist out there. So if you're a man or if you're a woman, man or woman, anywhere in between, non-binary, all that good stuff, we love you here too at Domesticated Me. Your person exists. Your person exists. They're waiting for you out there. And then you guys just bump into each other out of the blue. So Good Man Exist is the poem that is my poem for the end of all of this stuff. Because I really do believe that good men and women and non-binary people do exist. So, Ambitious, can we get you one more time to read just one more poem for us? And that is The Good Men Do Exist. And I know y'all gonna get this book and y'all gonna like Chocolate Girls and all of those. Those is for y'all. It's plenty of books. There's over 70 poems in this book. So you can have your favorite too. And it'll probably be some of the other ones. But these are my favorites. You got to get your own copy to figure out what your favorites are going to be. Go grab your copy of her little black book so you can pick a favorite too. All right. Chef Joe, you better not be back there talking, messing up this interview. Okay, go ahead. Read it to us.
A while to get here with a man that pays attention to my body language. I'm talking about a man I don't have to utter a word and he already knows what I need. I want my ladies to know it's possible. Don't believe good men don't exist because they do. I met a man 4 years ago. He changed my whole point of view. We were both on the same type of time. Forget relationships. I'm just out here doing me. On a journey of real love don't really exist. Please don't believe good men don't exist because they do. This man appeared in my I'ma do me phase. I honestly told my own mama that this was my I'ma be a hoe phase. Now we're talking about a woman that was created to be a wife, but life dealt me so many bad cards. I was ready to say, all right, I'm just gonna live my best life or whatever I control. But this man appeared while I'm looking like Deborah Cox. Nobody's supposed to be here.
I played this love thing for the last time. Hey, Chef Joe, how you doing?
They said, hey, like you interrupted. Yes. How am I gonna do an interview if they can't hear me? Oh gosh, yes, they can hear everything you're saying right now. Go get the book. There's something in there for everybody.
Right, come get the book. Look, come on, that's right. Look, and this is why you know that this is like your person in the background interrupting the interview saying, go get that book. Go cop that book. It's something in there for everybody. That's right, Chef Joe. We love you for your enthusiasm, and he's right. Go grab this book. It's something in here for everyone. And we absolutely want to thank our special guest today, joining us in conversations that heal in our journey talks. And she first up the bat. So y'all better know that. This is my good friend. And in the chat, you will find her assistant, All Jazzed Up Creations. And when she say All Jazzed Up Creations, she means All Jazzed Up Creations. Go follow her over there on Instagram so that you too can get all jazzed up with some of her creations. How about that? Any parting words, Jazz? I mean, Miss Ambitious.
I was just gonna say thank you for thinking of me. I haven't. This is my first interview, so I haven't done any interviews about the book yet. So I can mark this off of my list of things I've never done yet for the book. This is my first book, and it's a self-published book. Um, I just I just want people to know that no matter what part of the journey you're on, there's light at the end of the tunnel. No matter what phase you're in, if you're in the phase of being in denial due to childhood trauma, like I once was, if you're in the phase of you out here dating on wrong people and you know it, because it's a poem there about red flags too, and that's proceeding with caution, even though we're in need stop. Or if you're in that self love, loving on me, creating this list of what the man should be, creating limitations on the person. But or if you are in the stage of you already have your person, some of the things that are in the self love portion of the book, like choose me, or choose you, when I state like to we hold so many different titles. Don't lose yourself in the titles that you hold. That is for you, whether you have found your person, on the way to your person, or already have your person. You have to continuously pour into yourself. So even if it's not how to get you the love of your life, but no matter what stage in the journey you're in, to give insight, to give light, and remind yourself that you are worthy.
You are worthy. Thank you once again, Miss Ambitious, for coming and being a part of our Journey Talks. Um, it's just so appreciative that you would bring your first interview to our platform. We are so grateful for your time here today. And one last time, where can we find you on Instagram?
On Instagram, all jazzed up creations.
Instagram, All Jazzed Up Creations. We can find her on Instagram at All Jazzed Up Creations. So if you want to check her out, she has a lot of other things going on. But this book is my number one thing from her that I want you to go out and grab. Help her reach that goal of 1,000 books. She's trying to sell 1,000 books. So let's help her reach that goal. Thank you so much for being a part of our Journey Talks. And we'll see you next time here on Domesticated Me's Journey Talks.